What up guys, Drifty here, back again with another video, and today we are going to compare the Chevrolet Corvette Transformers from JADA and Majorette and check out these bad boys. And yes, although they are the same models from the same movie and whatnot, I have to say these two manufacturers, they made these two cars very differently. You might be asking, why is it so different and in what way? Well, I shall explain right now, but first let's talk about the pricing of these two cars right here. So in terms of pricing, the Majorette version costs $9.90 while the JADA version costs $12.90. The pricings I have mentioned are in Singapore dollars. I'm not sure how much they cost in other countries like in the USA or Canada, but hey, of course, since I'm here in Singapore, we'll be using the Singapore dollars as a term of comparison between the two cars. Starting with the front, you can see they're both really different. Starting with the headlights, Majorette decided to go with a plastic headlights approach, while the JADA version, they decided to give it plain gray front light samples. Although I'm a big fan of plastic front lights, I don't really mind printed tempos, but they just gave it the clear silver tempos that other manufacturers like Tomica does. And yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this clean look. And on the front, the scoop right here, I mean, both of them, they do have the scoop here. You can see on the side right there. But from what I can see, this front intake right here, or the front grille, is black on the Majorette, while on the JADA version, they just left it as it is. Although you can see the details right there, the mesh of the front grille, which is pretty nice. Both of them have the Corvette logo. The hood has the black part right here. And well, since we're looking at the front, I will have to say the Majorette version, as you can see on the left, it is much wider than the JADA version. I'm not sure which one is the more accurate in terms of scale, but for now, I guess I'll leave it aside. So, which one looks better in terms of the front? Well, if you ask me, I think it's the Majorette version. Heading over to the side, we get some much more differences. Starting with the wheels, Majorette does have these Transformers wheels right here. I know they're not Transformers, they're the Decepticons or whatnot, but you get what I'm saying, which is kind of weird. A lot of people don't really like them, but if you ask me, it's a nice twist to what we normally get in the world of diecast, so I will take them, they're not bad. All on the JADA version, we get these really cool sports looking wheels, and it does have rubber tires. Check that out, it has rubber tires. The Majorette version also has suspension. Yes, it has plastic tires, but it does have suspension. And yep, you're probably looking at it already. It has opening doors and side mirrors. And yes, the JADA version, no side opening doors, or there's also no side mirrors, which is kind of sad. Like, side mirrors would have been at least nice on the side right there. However, there is something that's really quite different between the two. If you guys look at the rear part of the cars, you can see that the decals on the rear part of the car right here is more spiky. While here on the Majorette version, you can see it's more thunderish. I'm not sure how to say it properly, and I'm not sure, I have not watched the Transformer movies. I'm not sure whether because like this one is actually a different car or whatnot, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So which one is better? A car with suspension, plastic tires, weird looking wheels or opening doors, or rubber tires, nice looking wheels but no side mirrors? Well, if you ask me, I think I'll prefer the Majorette version. The opening doors are a really neat feature. Check that out. Now heading over to the rear of the car, there are some already. Now heading over to the rear of the car, we get some more differences, and one of the biggest differences between the two cars are the spoilers. On the Majorette version, we get a flat top spoiler, just plain looking spoiler, while on the JADA version, you can see it's much more unique, you could say. It's not a flat top spoiler, it's like 3 separate spoiler shaped into a V and whatnot. I would say the one on the JADA, it looks really cool this way. The spoiler looks awesome. However, as much as you prefer this spoiler, it looks cool and whatnot, the thing is, guys, the Majorette one is actually the most accurate one. Here I searched an image on Google right there, and you can see the spoiler is supposed to be flat. So it is kind of weird that JADA made it this way. I'm not sure why they decided to give their spoiler a really weird shape and whatnot instead of just giving it a flat spoiler. So yeah, of course the Majorette one is more accurate. But how about the tempos? Let's take a look. On the Majorette version, you can see there are some more green tempos that's running across the car and reaches all the way to the back of the car. It has the Corvette logo and the rear light tempos as well. On the JADA version, it's just plain black, but I have to say that I think the rear light tempos looks better this way. They look less chunky. As you can see on the Majorette version, it's far too big. I don't think the rear light tempos are that big in real life. So I think the JADA one looks more accurate. So as a whole, the JADA version has accurate tempos, really nice looking rear lights, but the spoiler on the Majorette version is the more accurate one. Well, this all comes down to opinion, but for me, I really prefer the spoiler on the JADA version, and the rear light tempos, I really gotta give it to them. It looks much better this way. So in terms of the rear, I prefer the JADA version. This is kind of weird because this is the first time that I'm comparing the bases of the car. So check this out on the Majorette version. Look at this. You can see the suspension there, the name and whatnot, typical, and the DK Toys logo. But wow, check this out on the JADA version. Look at the base. The base has the robot on it. Oh boy, Transformers fans are really triggered. They're probably typing out the name of the robot. But check that out. Instead of showing the exhaust pipes and whatnot, the transmission, they put the molding of the robot on the base, which is a pretty neat feature. And check that out. The Transformer logo is detailed in silver. There's a neat little feature, although it's not a big deal because the cars, after all, they're going to be displayed this way and not this way. So we can't really see the base. What matters are the details on the body of the car. So yeah, this is just like, you know, bonus points. There is one final thing I want to share though. It's not about the cars, but it's the packaging itself. So this is the JADA packaging, and check this out. Really nice card art, plastic blister for, you know, protection, and overall it's pretty cool. But the bonus thing about this thing is it comes with this nice little stand right here. It was screwed to the stand like this, and I had to unscrew it so I can remove the car. But check that out, that's really cool. If you want, you can just take that out, and you come with this little stand right here with the robot and the card, the art. That's really neat. While on the Majorette version, it's just like this. I don't have the packaging with me right now, I threw it away. But I'm not saying that the Majorette one looks lame, but I will have to say that the JADA one, oh boy, this is really cool, you know. It's really cool. Of course, if you're a loose collector, all this doesn't matter to you. But hey, once again, this is just a bonus, and I think the JADA did a good job presenting the car this way, you know, putting it on that mini display case and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So which one is better, the JADA version or the Majorette version? The JADA version, I have to say, check out that green Spectra Flame paint. I forgot to mention that, but paint looks awesome. Check that out. Rubber wheels, no side mirrors, the spoiler looks cool, and much more accurate tempos. And not to mention the base, check it out, that mini robot right there. Or the Majorette version with cool plastic headlights, opening doors, suspension, some really weird looking wheels, and a more accurate spoiler. Well guys, if you were to ask me which one is better, I actually prefer the JADA version. Yes, the Majorette version is really cool with the plastic headlights and opening doors, but in the end of the day, this one looks awesome, and the paint just kills it. Yes, it's really hard to compare the paint because technically in the real movie, the Spectra Flame paint isn't that deep. But I just have to say the JADA version looks awesome, and not to mention the mini case that it comes with. So yes, for me, the JADA one is better, but I want to hear from you guys. Which one do you prefer? The JADA version or the Majorette version? And I should appear right now. There you go. I'd appreciate if you take part in the poll or comment down below which one you prefer and why. As usual, I read every single comment. So hey, why not spark some conversation in the comment section below and let me read your comments. Well, that's it guys for today's manufacturer comparison video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was quite longer than usual, so if you sticked all the way to the end, thank you, I appreciate it. If you guys missed out my previous video, click on the top right or another random video on the bottom right. Don't forget to subscribe to both of my channels, and I'll see you guys next time. Transformers roll out.